Hi, and welcome to Wee Wednesday, a new segment where moms and kids of second-rate DMs discuss taking your aspiring DM and leveling them up to true game masters through fun, family, tabletop games.
In this segment, we will introduce tabletop games that are friendly to game masters of all levels and ages, teach our tiniest game master the rules, demonstrate gameplay, and after the wee ones depart the table, have a more experienced discussion about the benefits and snares of the game in true mom fashion.
Finally, we'll rate each game on a 1 to 5 bottle of wine basis, depending on level of difficulty teaching the game. The more bottles of wine we need to teach it, the more difficult. Let's get started.
Today, we will be playing Tall Tales by SCS Direct, winner of several awards, including Dr. Toy's Best Classic 2016 Award, Tillywig Toy Awards for Best Family Fun, and the Parent-Tested, Parent-Approved winner.
Tall Tale brings back the classic magic of imagination.
Studies show that 38% of infants and toddlers use smartphones or tablets, and it doesn't stop there. Children ages 8 to 10 are exposed to an astounding 8 hours of media each day.
In an age where electronics are taking over society, Tall Tales brings back the classic magic of imagination in the new world, an exciting family game.
This creative, non-competitive storytelling game is for people of all ages.
Players draw random story elements from the bag and twist it to their best tells using each pieces, just like the world used to do before technology revolution.
The only limit is your imagination. The game includes 50 detailed game pieces, 24 colorful story cards, and a story bag to store your game pieces.
There are 5 ways to play the game. Basic game. One player reaches into the bag and draws 8 pieces at a time. Players then begin telling tall tales using one of the pieces drawn until all pieces are included in the story. The story can be used as wacky or as fun or as your imagination allows. Then the story is over. All the pieces go back into the story bag and the next player draws to start their tall tale.
So we're going to demonstrate that now, but for the interest of time, we're going to limit the gameplay to just 2 pieces. So our storytellers are going to have to be very creative. So we're going to start with you. You're going to draw out 2 pieces and tell your story, and then put your pieces back and pass the bag on. Go ahead.
12 seconds later.
Let's hear your tall tale.
Once upon a time, there was a magical forest. But one day, there was a giant footprint that was found in the forest.
Ooh. What happened with the footprint?
People didn't know what caused this footprint. Then one day, a boy came up to it and heard legends about Bigfoot, and he's like, "This is obviously Bigfoot. Hunt him down!"
And the hunt for Bigfoot started. Good story.
Yes.
All right, let's put your pieces back in the bag.
More moments later.
One day a car drove by an island and there were gins on it. So the person in the car picked up the gins and put them in the truck and took them to the store and bought something with them. The end.
Good job. Put them back in the bag.
A few moments later.
Once upon a time there was a cow walking on the road and there was a little basket that was full of wheat. And the cow took the basket back to the farm and ate it. The end.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job, sister.
So the next version of the game is World Tales. It's exactly the same as the basic game, except you add one of the story cards to your story as an additional element. We're not going to demonstrate that game since it's pretty much the same.
Taller tales. Choose a number between 9 and 50. One player draws 1 piece to use in their story. Once the piece is used, that player draws another piece, which must be the next piece to use in the next story. The story continues until the number of pieces chosen to use is achieved. Story place cards may be added to add more variety.
So again, in this demonstration, we're just going to have the players use a very small number. We're going to work with 2 again. So we're going to start on this end this time, and you'll pull out 1 piece and start telling your story. Then you'll pull out a second piece to finish your story.
So start your story.
Once upon a time there was a dragon and he went to a magical king, and the dragon said, Will you adopt me? And the king said no, and the dragon blew fire.
Now it's time for our next player to tell their tale with their 2 pieces.
Once upon a time, aliens came in a spaceship to planet Tall Tales. And then the aliens met a boy and took him back to the planet called Small Tales.
Good job.
More moments later.
Once upon a time, there was a giant pair of boots, and he wanted to find aliens. So one day, aliens came and abducted and put the shoes on their spaceship, so now they could walk instead of fly everywhere. The end.
Good job. The final variation is group tales. Each player draws 2 or more story pieces, making the total number of pieces among all players between 10 and 20, whatever amount you desire. The first player chooses one piece that they've drawn and begins the story. Once the player uses their piece in the tale, they pass the story on to the second player, who continues, using one of their pieces. The story passes from player to player until all players have used up their pieces. Story place cards may be added for an additional challenge. So again, we're going to shorten the length of this for time's sake, and each player is going to get 1 piece to use this story. So pick a piece out and then pass the bag on.
A few minutes later.
Does everybody have a piece now?
Yep. Yes.
All right, let's start here and you begin the tale, and once you're done, we'll pass it to the next player.
Once upon a time, there was a lonely dragon. He desired friends because he was lonely. So he flapped his tiny, tiny wings to find somewhere where he would find a friend.
All right, let's pass the story.
So, the dragon flies his tails to the swamp, where there was a slime monster that wasn't lonely, so didn't need a friend. So when the dragon asked him, "Would you be my friend?" all the slime said, blah, 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 and the dragon couldn't understand what he was saying because he was from a different planet. Tiny Tails. And then the slime monster left and went to a car. At the car, tried past the slime monster all the way to the dragon and said, "What?" And there's a person that got on and said, "What do you need, dragon?"
I want a friend, is what the dragon said.
And then he took the slime monster and dragged it to the dragon and said, "Make a friend."
The end. Good
job. Marathon tells, like taller tells, but the number chosen is always 50 pieces, which is the entire bag. Have the storyteller and make it a group tells where the story travels from player to player. Story cards may be added for professional stories.
All right, so that's all the ways to play. So kids, what was your favorite part about the game?
It was telling the stories.
Okay, how about yours?
My favorite was telling the funniest stories. My favorite was working together.
Working together.
How about your least favorite part of the game?
Having to end our story.
Okay, how about your least favorite part?
Having to wait.
What about yours?
We need to make up the story.
Okay. All right, what was easy about the game?
It was easy, like how you pulled out the pieces and you could guess what story you would have because you can already tell that you have a story in your mind prepared for this character.
Okay, what was easy for you?
The easiest part about the game was making up the funniest story and using your imagination.
How about you? What was
Working
easy?
together.
Working together was easy.
Okay. How about the hardest part?
Trying to tell the story.
Trying to tell the story.
The hardest part was me trying to pick the correct pieces to tell a story that makes sense and is funny.
What about you? What was the hardest part?
It was kind of hard to like set the story up in your mind because you have to like wait and make your imagination grow stronger for this game.
Okay. Overall, did you guys like the game?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for helping us out today. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. If you're watching.
Bye, angels. Oh, thank God.
Much better.
Okay. Cleanup time.
All right.
This.
Look at the cards.
Boom.
The
Boom.
dome.
And done.
Oh.
That is cleanup for this game. So easy. So, now that the children are gone, cheers.
There we go.
We'll have an adult discussion about why we like this game and some downfalls to this game. First, let's talk about the actual pieces of this game. Yes, there are 50 very tiny little gummy pieces to this game for the storytelling pieces. The downside that I can see to that is if you don't manage your kids while they're playing this game, yes, those 50 pieces can end up all over your house. Yes, they are very squishy and gummy if you didn't notice. So they could be construed as little gummy pieces and smaller children may try to eat them. But with a little adult supervision, that shouldn't be a problem. And if, as you saw, if you get them to put them right back into the bag,
Shouldn't be an issue.
Cleanup wasn't an issue. It literally just took us, 10 seconds? Yes. No problem at all whatsoever. So there's the 24 story cards, which we really didn't get into. Again, as long as you manage your kids playing with them, there really isn't much to this game as far as setup, cleanup, total cinch. Not much of a problem whatsoever. Now, what I like about this game. First, the game itself talked about, kind of what we were talking about earlier. The amount of technology that kids are exposed to is huge, but this game is a very easy way to get your kids away from whatever technology that they're using and get them back to that basic storytelling. It really encourages imagination, and I really love that about this game.
Very easy to pick up, not too much to it.
Right, it's so rules light. We demonstrated 5 different ways to play the game, but honestly, you could do anything that you wanted with this game. I've played it with my family where you just kind of pull out a couple of story cards and kind of let her do what she wants, creating the story, and you inject where you want. You don't have to follow those rules. You can kind of make your own rules as you go. The important thing is that your kids are using their imagination, and that's really the big thing for them to take away. And you could use some counting with them. I mean, as it said, pick a certain number of pieces. They can count out the pieces. So there is that aspect of it that you could be using. So there are a few different educational benefits to using this game, but really it's about using their imagination and getting them pulled away from their tablets, their phones, their PlayStations, whatever it is that they're using. So as far as difficulty, what would you give this game?
Oh, let's see here. We're going to give this game a rating of 1 bottle.
1 bottle of wine. Super easy as far as cleanup setup, as long as, like I said, you kind of have a hand in that supervision, make sure they're putting those pieces back. It's too easy, and especially with rules, it's so rules light. Teaching them, again, there are the 5 ways to play. You do what you feel you need to do for your kids to get involved, but very rules light. We really liked this game. Let us know below, what are some of the ways that you get your kids involved in storytelling? Also, if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe below so that you can see more of Wee Wednesdays as we look at other games. And also, if you're kind of interested in bringing your kids into storytelling, or maybe you look into running some of your own games, don't forget to look at our other videos for SRD as they teach you how to be a better game master. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again soon.